Anyway, so let's go to 20. H2O. You set it
Yep.
off.
You want me to set it off? 20? Yeah. 20 I saw in theaters in Portland, Oregon in 1998. If I remember correctly, if it came out in 98. Right.
It did.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyways, that was kind of a weird experience. I had some fools in there behind us throwing shit at their friends in front of us, so we had to move. Anyway, I just remember at the time I was okay with it. And then as time progressed, I was getting a little more like critical of it.
Right.
You know, from the way Michael looked, he looked a little light to me, a little frail to me. I definitely did not like seeing his eyes as much as they did in the way they expressed themselves, like when he gets kicked in the nuts, this type of thing. It was kind of a comical kind of.
Well, anybody would have those eyes getting kicked in the nuts.
Right. So, you know, so I had my qualms with it, and now fast forward to today, I think it's the original Halloween 2018. I like it a lot more today, but it does seem like I won't use CW there. Oh, that's your thing, right?
just for the next one. You can use CW here.
Okay, well, I think to me it's like a light version, kind of like if somebody has light popcorn and we got the heavy butter. It's part. It feels like it's part of the family, but it feels like it's light and it's missing something.
You know what it is, though, right?
What's
it's
that?
because that's post-Scream. Now, if you think about it, I call this, you know, the Halloween's take on the Scream formula. And I believe even Kevin Williams, who he just wrote a story treatment that they did the screenplay off of.
Sure.
Because he's already at Dimensions, he's working on Scream. They asked him to do something. He only had time to do a story treatment and said, "Here you go," and that's what they worked off of.
For H2O?
Yeah. And if you look at it, even Steve Miner from the Friday the 13th series came back to this one. And you can tell with the cinematography, it was very similar, in a similar vein to the Scream movies. And again, which makes sense. That's underneath the Dimension umbrella films, right?
They even used a piece of Scream music for the hallway chase in H2O.
They did. And that's a lot. Even the music took its cue from Scream. Yeah, did he have the Halloween motif in there? Yes, but for the most part, they took a lot of inspiration from Scream. You know,
right.
I call this, you know, Michael Myers in a, you know, Scream in a Michael Myers movie, basically. Because even look at the way the characters were, they weren't like. They were Scream like they were Scream like
they were actually from CW, right?
Right, they were like Dawson Creek-ish.
Right.
Yes, they were. You know, so.
But I didn't hate them.
Oh, well, here's the thing with H2O, real quick, is that there are elements I love about it. I love the foresty setting of the school, secluded.
Right.
I love that Laurie's back, that Jamie Lee's back.
Yep. But did you feel?
I didn't think she was over the top at all.
But did you feel she was more Jamie Lee Curtis than Laurie Strode?
I felt she was more Laurie Strode than she was in 2018.
Oh, bullshit.
Yeah, no. She likes the hair.
No, Vito. No, Vito.
Yes.
No.
Let me tell you.
Wait a minute. We already saw Sarah Connor.
Yeah, we already got Sarah Connor. We don't need Jamie Lee Curtis as the role of Sarah
Connor. In my
Connor.
opinion, the Laurie Strode in H2O was more believable.
As Laurie Strode.
More likable.
Oh, no. We'll get to 2018.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
We'll park a lot that one.
But H2O, like I said, I like the setting. I love the Janet Leigh cameo with the Psycho car.
Yeah, with the car,
with the cue from Psycho.
And the music, yes.
I loved what was going on inside of the school. I even liked LL's part. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was cool. It was a great late 90s.
Another bathroom scene there, which was kind of freaky, though. It was kind of terrifying for the mom. You know what I mean?
That was great.
Yep.
But the problems, again, you have 4 masks. You've got
because that was and that's something to touch on.
Passes.
That was a problem that plagued production throughout the whole shoot because they had issues with the mask. Either the mask wasn't ready, so they had to film without it. There were issues getting the mask to where they needed to get it at because they had one version which they didn't like, so they had to do reshoots.
For the promo one, right? The promo one they didn't like through the window. The CGI one that they used, absolutely unacceptable. If you don't have the mask, you don't shoot that scene.
Yeah, and the CGI didn't hold up. It doesn't hold up.
How do you greenlight that? I don't understand that.
Because it was there. I'm sure Dimensions was like, hey, we can do. It's good enough. It's a quick cut. They're probably thinking people are going to catch that. And the CGI has not aged well on that. Even though you see it real quick, it just
Scorpion King type shit.
Yeah.
You know what though? I do like how we see the nurse in the beginning.
Yes, I touch on that.
That was dope.
Nurse Marion Chambers.
Nurse Marion Chambers, and I like how Mike. I mean, that's kind of far fetched how he's going to drive there and then find the files, and then
Well, it goes back to the thorn symbol on the hay thing, but. It was well shot. The cinematography of that was well done.
Dude, H2O now it's grown on me, man. And to me, it's got the illest. And we talked about this before. The illest ending, to me.
Right.
if it were to stop there.
Right.
Yeah. Because she finally nailed it. She finally got him.
Yeah. She
Right.
touched him and she was like, "This is evil." And she sensed it.
And then that's the
done
set
that.
off you want right
Right.
there. She waits. Remember, she waits for Josh Hartnett in the van or whatever to leave, and she's all, "I'll catch up." Shuts the gate, walks up with the axe. I'm getting chills from H2O.
Right.
You're good with that, but you feel she went Sarah Connor in 2018.
Yes.
Absolutely, I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen that already, man.
Yeah.
Sarah-
No. Okay. So here she has a drinking problem. She went on with her life. This is more Laurie Strode, more educational. She's the
Relationship
bookworm.
issues, right?
Yeah. But she's the bookworm. You know what I'm saying? And she has a drinking problem, but she's her mother, like when like the child is in danger,
Right.
and the mama bear will come out. And,
good point.
Right. And so it was more natural. It wasn't forced.
But you
and it
didn't feel
wasn't-
like her sarcasm or how she was before all this. You didn't think that was more Jamie Lee Curtis personality
No.
as opposed to Laurie Strode.
I thought it was Laurie Strode 100.
I see. I didn't.
That
I
this
couldn't
movie's
see that.
more Laurie Strode. She's more Laurie
Based-
Strode in 20 than 2018.
I see, and I can't. Based on 1 and 2, I didn't really quite see that.
They try to make her an action hero in 2018, and
Okay, yeah, I prefer this Laurie Strode over the 2018 Laurie Strode.
yeah, she's a teacher. That to me, that's what would have been her next evolution. She would have. I don't know. I just feel that she would have. That's would have been her job.
I thought the
I
characters
like
were
it.
likable.
I like it.
I like all the characters in there, even the big nose kid.
Oh, you're fucked up. No, I liked Laurie
good
Strode in this
the
one.
knuckles.
I just felt like, again, it was just more Jamie Lee Curtis than Laurie Strode. But aside
That's
from that,
fair. That's fair.
aside from that though, I did enjoy her character in H2O. I thought it was well played, and I thought the movie still holds up to this day. Like I said,
I think it does. I think it does hold up.
And to me, like I said, I said this before, not to beat a dead horse, but it is the post-Scream version of Halloween,
Right.
and it still holds up just fine. And you're right, the characters are very CW-ish, but they're likable.
And I think that
So-
this film here is one of the stronger ones with one of the weaker masks.
Right.
That would be
Still
fair.
strong, but go ahead.
So I was good to see the Mr. Sandman song return.
Okay.
Cool intro. The kills in the opening scene it was a fun opening scene.
Sure.
The scariest name in the whole franchise was on there, Harvey Weinstein. Jamie Lee Curtis looked fucking amazing in this
Right.
one. She
Oh,
looked
yeah.
the best she's ever
hell.
looked.
Oh, yeah.
And
Even
then
over,
she
Well,
opens
True
with
Lies. True
wait,
Lies.
even over True Lies?
no, I'm talking about in the franchise.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
True
She
Lies.
opens with a scream just to prove that she's still the queen.
Oh yeah,
you know
there
what I'm saying?
That's true. To let fools know, right?
Yeah, let you motherfuckers know. Y'all,
Right.
you bitches want to scream, but not you can't fuck with
Right,
me.
right,
The son was well cast. I always felt
Yeah.
that he
So?
looks a lot like Jamie Lee. This again.
Terrible hairdo, though.
Well,
That was a fuck
that
up.
was a
awful,
90s
right?
hairdo. Always
Awful.
fucking like LO said, comb your hair.
That was worse than the '90s haircut. I mean,
Yeah.
that was bad, right?
Yeah, that was horrible.
Again, this Laurie Strode felt like an extension from the 1978 Laurie Strode more than the 2018.
Do you agree with that, Vito?
I disagree.
Put it like that, okay.
But
Put it
I
like-
will say this though, I like both iterations. I just feel one iteration feels more Jamie Lee Curtis, and the other one, the one from 2018, feels more like true to Laurie Strode. But that's just me. That's just my take.
Oh
on
yeah,
that,
that's
though.
Another bathroom scene.
right.
The purse scene, but it was very nerve-wracking. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was well done, like you said.
The only thing I didn't like about that, how convenient she drove up in a 1930s, 40s fucking jalopy
Right,
car.
right.
I just saw that. I was watching the other day, and I was like, well, that's pretty fucking convenient. The mom doesn't look like anyone who would drive that type of fucking vehicle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kind of weird, right?
I agree. Again, the Jamie Lee, the Janet Lee scene, I thought was dope.
Yeah, that was dope.
LO was good.
LO's
but
LO.
It's funny because the thing is that was the first time we ever saw his head. I like the fact that she was a wreck with a drinking problem. It was a lot.
Which
more,
made sense. It
which
made
was
sense.
more realistic than
I
that she was a
disagree.
functioning alcoholic and more plausible than some survivalist.
I disagree
You know what
with
I'm
you
saying?
100%.
I buy that more.
A survivalist who will
Who,
get the
they're not even related, so she seems like a crazy bitch because they're not
Yeah,
even related.
right.
But here they're
Yeah.
related
We're
and it's
gonna-
plausible, and
yeah,
she's more
we're gonna get to
damaged.
it.
Yeah.
Right.
So anyway,
Yeah.
I like the fact he was driving around. I like the callback.
In a fucking jalopy.
Well, whatever it be, shit.
Right.
The girlfriend's acting, Josh Hartman's girlfriend. I thought she was great.
I forgot her name, but she's
a big actress. Too.
Yes,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
And
and
your
then when
boy-
she breaks down the similarities between Frankenstein's monster. With Loomis
Right.
and Mike and Laurie, that was brilliant
And
writing.
your boy Joseph Gordon-Levitt was in the beginning. Remember?
Yes, he was.
The ice skate to the head, right?
Because he was pretty big in the TV show Third Rock from the Sun, which was still airing at that time.
I thought the kills were decent. Oh,
Yeah,
go ahead.
decent.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
No, go ahead.
But him sneaking up on campus was true to form.
Yep.
You know, I thought that was smart. The girls were watching Scream 2, which I thought was funny.
Scream 2?
Yeah.
Were they?
Yeah.
Which part? I missed that.
When he's doing the room check.
Oh, really?
And
that's dope.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it was
man.
on the TV screen.
Okay,
Nice.
nice.
Yeah. The mask again, garbage. I like all 4 kids, even the kid with the big nose. And so the stakes were high. Yeah, I didn't want him to die. You know, I knew they were going to. So that adds.
Why you
to
gotta
it.
make fun of his nose? Man? That's horrible.
Do you fault real quick? We get back to you there. Do you fault them for not addressing the burn marks? If we're jumping from.
Yes.
Okay.
They fucked up.
Well,
they dropped the ball not having that.
Okay.
But they did correct that with one line. He said that she can't even really remember if what she saw even happened. So they kind of left it like
so that's
the ending
that we
saw at 6 was, which is why I said earlier in the conversation of the episode, was that explosion really from her eyes?
Good point.
While she's on drugs, because H2O kind of just
I forgot about that.
alluded to the fact that
Right.
she couldn't even really tell you that's what really happened based on her account. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's possible that what we saw did, maybe there was an explosion, but he didn't get hurt like we thought he did.
Yeah.
Right.
Good point, Vito. I didn't even think about that.
Michelle Williams is her name. That's the actress.
Yeah.
So she's strong actress in it.
Michelle.
When she was scared from Mike chasing her, that was scary. When Mike snatches her ass by the fucking hair, the way she acts, and then
Great acting, by the way. Great actress.
And then John fights back, and he showed some of Laurie's grit. You know what I'm saying? Not to the degree of Laurie, but still he fought back. I like the fact that his name is John for John Carpenter. The face off with Michael Laurie, we've seen it a million times. That was like on every trailer, every TV commercial, the face off.
She jumped right in the ambulance, dude, and took it by the reins.
Oh no, but I'm talking about when
when they met in the doorway.
I'm just saying,
when
the
they
doorway,
finally,
Oh yeah, that first meetup. Gotcha.
That was the iconic scene of that. And she displayed the paternal instincts of the mama lioness that she showed signs of in '78 were on full tilt in this
Agreed.
And I felt bad that so Michael seemed aggressive, a little bit more aggressive than normal. She felt bad that she was gonna kill him at first, but then when she touched this motherfucker and she chopped his head. Oh, another thing I liked is when she was in the closet and she looked at the closet, she was like, oh fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was a little thing. But anyway, when they touched each other, she sensed the evil. That's what I felt. Like, at first she was kind of like,
I didn't get that she sensed any evil. I think she was just like, she just couldn't do it. Like she reached out to him, but she's like, I just can't do this. Right. And she just ended it right there. I didn't think she sensed evil. She's just like, I can't do this with this guy here.
Right. Well, yeah, so it was an axe. So she was walking up the thing with the axe. You see her shadow.
Right.
I was like,
this
shit is on and popping. It was very intense. Their face off.
Sure.
But it kind of reminded me of like when Alien comes off the xenomorph comes off the
when it comes down from the ceiling to get to,
I'm okay with it.
I liked it. It shows you how strong he is too, like how silent he was. Like he just so how was he? I'm just curious how he was up on the rooftop anyway, and to come down silently with his one hand shows you how strong that motherfucker is.
But he couldn't climb the roof though in part 4, so I don't know.
Again, we've already had that discussion.
I remember thinking that when I first saw it in the theater, this is very short. It went by really quick.
It was a fast-paced film.
Yeah,
it was.
I think it was great editing because it didn't overstay its welcome. It stayed long enough, and I think that's a sign of a good film when you don't stay too long.
Right.
It was brisk. It worked well.
I wanted more, which is smart.
Hour and 26, and that's with credits. So you figure.
I mean, when she chopped his head, I was like, yo, like everyone was like, what?
And then you hear that callback to like the original movie with a score that comes in after she hits him.
Right.
Yeah, that was dope. So I love 20.
Yeah, so H2O was definitely a highlight in the series. But let's talk about Resurrection. Spawn.
It's the fucking worst one of the whole franchise, bro. I hate that one.
Hate is such a strong word.
You hate it.
I hate it, despise it. I detest it like a sickness.
They say there's a thin line between love and hate.
Well, this not here. This is the line's just obliterated, and it's just hatred.
Why the hatred?
I'm gonna break it down. I'm gonna break that shit down because it's a tale of two movies.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, so the first 10 minutes, I was like, I was like, oh shit, like how did I sleep on this? You know what I'm saying? Because she's in the asylum. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew Busta Rhymes was in this shit, and I knew they had a new millennium type premise with the whole reality TV survivor bullshit.
Right.
So I was like, okay, but then I never saw it, and I was because I thought it was gonna be dog shit, right? And a lot of people told me it was dog shit. I think even you told me it was dog shit.
No,
at the time. No. He just started liking it not too long ago.
You're right. It is true because I was for years I was angry at the ending, which we'll get into in a little bit.
So then, so at first, when I saw it and I dug how it was, I dug the vibe. I was like, oh shit, it's gonna be like Halloween 2,
right.
but in an asylum. So I was like, just going like this, and so at first I was hoping that she was in Smith's Grove, but she killed the ambulance guy in California. So of course they won't send her back to Illinois. You know what I'm saying? She'll be in.
She's in state property at this point.
So I was, but it would have been like, I probably would have complained about it if she was in Smith's Grove. So I got that she was, it was near perfect. The whole intro, the whole crazy guy that's talking about all the killers and
everything. The setup was perfect.
Until he breaks through that fucking door, which looked like fucking like cardboard, like fucking colored. That part was so when he broke.
It did kind of look like one of those things that you see at Disneyland, where how they do like animatronics, or like Universal Studios, where something is solid and then it'll break, but you can look like it was like a hydraulics, and it's like it goes back in. Like for every time someone passes by, breaks out, goes back in for the next ride.
Oh my god, when he broke through that fucking door, that was it. I was like, oh fuck, here we go. So then I was like, all right, I like this. Oh, that's the one with the shadow. So there was a shadow scene.
Oh, when he kills dude on the wall?
Yeah, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? The POV shot was cool. The final battle with them two, I was just like salivating. I was like, this is gonna be dope. And then so when when she kissed him to goodbye and they both fall, I was all in.
Wait, let me ask you.
That should have been the end.
Let me ask you this though, real quick. Do you think the kiss was poetic? I thought it was.
I was cool with it
because to me it looked like Jamie Lee Curtis saying goodbye to the series, like her just as an actress saying I'm done.
But that should have been the end of it. The whole movie should have took place in him trying to get into the asylum.
That would have been interesting, but that would have just been a reach out of two, my opinion, though. Like because you mentioned it would have been it would have been the psycho ward in lieu of the hospital.
Right, but they could have pulled it off if there was a smart writer. I think they could have pulled that off. And it would have paid homage. It would have been homage instead of biting.
I don't think they had it in them to pull that off because it would have went against Carpenter's original, and I think it would have just people would have seen right through that and just trashed it.
Well, I mean,
good idea though. No, concept-wise, on paper it sounds good. It just
I just think I wish the whole 10 minutes. Like so, if I had a super cut, I would have had Halloween 20 and then chop off the head and then put in the first 10 minutes of Halloween Resurrection. Perfect movie right there. That would have been a perfect movie.
No, because it would have never explained. Oh, because you're right. No.
Yeah, he explains it.
He explains it, but if you slapped it on there, it would have just taken away from the impact of H20.
They already did that by putting on Resurrection.
No, that's what I'm saying. If you correct me if I'm wrong. I understood it that instead of making Resurrection, had they just taken the first 10 minutes and slapped it back on the H20? Mm-hmm. Is that what you were saying, right?
Right. It would have to me.
That would. I'm saying with that, then
like if there were still VHSs, that would have been the Eric cut. I would have.
Oh, okay. But that's what I'm saying though. It would have diminished the value of the ending of H20 though.
But anything would have been better than Resurrection. So
here we go. Mike, I need you to ride with me on this one, Mike.
No, he's already riding with you. So, I mean, it goes to, like, the acting was total CW channel, like, early 2000 CW.
No, it was American Pie acting.
No, it was not American Pie. American Pie acting was excellent, funny, and, very good. This is very bad. They had Dollar Tree, Brittany Murphy.
Dollar Tree, Brittany Murphy is still Brittany Murphy.
No, dude. The most unlikable cast in the history of horror. Not just the Halloween franchise.
That's just mean.
The history
More than 5?
Yeah, well...
There we go. Thank you.
Almost. Well, yeah, no. They're neck and neck.
Bullshit. Bullshit. Don't even fucking go there.
He just co-signed Old Girl.
I did.
He co-signed.
I did co-sign Old Girl, but I didn't like the. But I'm not.
And now he's back.
No. I only co-signed Tina. I didn't co-sign the boyfriends or anybody else in there.
But Tina's the most annoying thing.
To you, I liked her.
All right. Back to.
Okay, but we digress.
All right. Anyway. don't even get me started on Busta Rhymes. Like, I mean, it was just his.
Freddy was awesome.
Listen,
Dangertainment. I love that name.
Tattoo it on your chest. Yo, Busta Rhymes is one of my favorite MCs of all time. Scenario, Leaders of the New School. All his albums, he's always on point. He had no business being in this movie.
I liked Freddy in this movie.
He was garbage.
No way.
Acting, I'm telling you, he was great in Higher Learning and Shaft. Fine. He had no business in this shit. It was god awful.
Yeah, if he sees this, he's gonna be mad at you.
I don't give a fuck.
He's gonna do the bust on you.
The whole premise would have been fine for like the Scream franchise or Urban Legend franchise. This had no business being in Halloween, one of the greatest horror movies of all time. This was beneath this. This was like
Wait a
shit
minute.
on the shoot.
But you're giving the Thorn trilogy a pass.
I give 4. No, I give part 4 the pass. I hate 5 and I hate 6. The only thing I give a pass in the trilogy is my man Loomis, Donald Pleasance. That's the only thing that gets a pass. 4 is the only one I love. I'll declare off the rooftops. Because, you
heard him, right? So after the show, we want that shot.
I don't renege. Right. You know what I'm saying? I stay with 4. I love 4. Okay. So the whole reality TV, I don't like reality TV anyway. It's just, but this is like horror royalty.
So you already had something against it because you didn't like reality TV.
No. This is horror royalty with Michael Myers. This is not the fucking Ghostface Mask or Urban Legend or whoever, the Hook from I Know What You Did Last Summer. This is Michael motherfucking Myers, and you're giving him a reality TV, and you're giving him all these horrible, disposable characters that no one cares about.
Well, that's what we do.
Whack. All right, one out of the 3 kings. This is one of the 3 kings of horror. Michael, Jason, Freddy. Those are the kings. You're giving them this shit.
But
one man's treasure is another man's treasure. I'm just saying.
But to be fair, there are a lot of ghost hunter type shows where they go into old houses.
Right.
I mean, so it is a thing, right?
That's fine. But it's beneath the Halloween franchise.
It is not.
It is beneath.
It is not. First of all, I know Spawn has issues with resurrections, but let's talk about the good points.
Wait. I'm not even done with the bad points.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
Okay, so Busta Rhymes and the hold on. There's a lot more. There's a lot more to Busta Rhymes and the Michael Myers mask is fucking stupid.
That was dope.
To hear Busta's voice coming out of Michael's fucking
that was hilarious.
Is fucking stupid.
The fact that Busta Rhymes was Michael Myers in that movie, it was worth my $10 alone in the movie theater.
So the whole texting back and forth while they're watching it
took
away
dope.
from the kills. No, it took away from the kills. So you're getting someone that you suppose is a dope character.
Concept.
But then you have the audience cheering at the same time.
I like that. That was dope.
No,
it's like FaceTime.
Thank you in real time.
Okay, that's why. Yeah, so you think that it would have worked in fucking Halloween 1 when they kill Annie?
1978 didn't have that technology.
Not for the time.
If they kill Annie, someone's cheering in the background.
Well, because they didn't think it was real. That's why they were cheering. They thought the whole thing was fake and set up. Remember, it was a play. It was a play. Those kids, that's a great special effect.
Listen, this movie is laughing at the Halloween franchise.
It is not.
It's not laughing with it.
It is not.
It's not rejoicing in it. It's making fun of it.
You're making fun of Resurrection.
Right,
and I think
let's see what
that's what it is. That's what it is. I mean, all these horrible kids watching this shit.
Why are they horrible?
It takes me out of the whole kills. So the minute someone gets killed, oh shit. Oh, and I'm like,
because these kids think that it's a reality TV show. It's not real.
It's stupid.
It's not.
And then like Busta Rhymes comes with the spin kick. Yo, Mike, come see me, making kung fu noises, and he knows kung fu just because earlier in the movie this motherfucker watches kung fu. Terrible. All right, and then like
that's plausible.
And this is 2001. The cell phone, the early cell phone signals, they weren't fucking popping like they were. They make it seem like this is an iPhone and all the texts are coming.
Dude, it was a PDA. Those had that going on. No,
she had the most amazing exception in any horror movie.
I thought it was it 02 or was it 01?
Well, it was filmed,
filmed in 01. Yeah. Right. Okay. What else you got? What else you got? You got to have some positives on there.
No, I don't have.
Is that right?
Not one. Girl comes out of the.
First of all, he makes this movie sound like a shit fest.
It is a shit fest.
It is not a shit fest. It's a fun film.
She comes out with the chainsaw. This is for Jimmy, her boyfriend, or whoever the fuck. I mean, get the fuck out of here.
Those were terrible. That was terrible.
I agree.
It's just whack. The spin kick. Right. And then fucking trick or treat, motherfucker. I'm like,
awful.
That's awesome. That's classic Busta Rhymes right there.
burn, like, you know, is the roof on fire? You know, what the fuck? Happy Halloween, happy fucking Halloween. You know,
Michael Myers isn't a soundbite. He's a killer shark dressed in baggy ass overalls. Yeah, it's a lot of that's too much.
So Busta Rhymes is my least favorite.
I say let my Busta Rhymes is my thing.
Nah, Busta Rhymes is the least wackest final girl in the history of the Halloween franchise. You know what I'm saying?
Did you say least wackest?
Is the absolute wackest. The ending, you can see a mile away that he's gonna wake up and die. Is shit. Well, is a shit show. It's a fucking. It's the worst one of the whole franchise. It's just awful.
Was there an alternate ending and he's in the manhole? Right?
There was. It's on. He reaches out to the manhole. It's on the DVD.
Is that what it was? He was in the manhole.
Yeah. None of the endings really worked. So Mike and I were talking, and to me, the logical ending would have been the final girl dies in the basement on camera. And everybody's still cheering except for Decker, who realizes he's the one who realizes that this shit's really happening in real life.
Right.
And I think had the movie ended that way, it would have been highly more respected. Spawn being the sole exception of this, of course. But that's for me. I think the movie would have been a lot more terrifying and ended on the right note. The movie had a lot of good things going for it. I thought they had a lot of good setups on there. I liked the reality TV aspect of it. The cinematography was pretty good, even though Dean Cundey did not do it. I thought. With Rick Rosenthal coming back to direct it, I'd love to see him back in this.
It felt very low budget, bro.
None of these films were high budget. So what are you talking about? They're all low budget.
But this is like some film out of film school type
you're
shit.
just being a dick.
It felt more of a budget than H2O.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Budget wise, if you were to say, I think that costs a little more.
Oh yeah, because I think H2O had more of a glossy look to it. I would agree with you on that. But that being said, I don't think it looked low budget either.
I don't think it did. I don't think it did.
I think, like I said, Rick Rosenthal came in with his own directorial eye. I'm glad he came back to do another entry in the series.
That was him as the teacher too. The
professor,
yeah.
And I like the point of view perspectives from the cameras and all that. I thought it was good. Like I said, to me, they jumped the shark on the ending, which I won't disagree.
So they didn't jump the shark with the Busta Rhymes kicking him through the.
That's part of the ending. That's part of the ending.
Okay, so okay. So
yeah,
I just want to make sure.
Yeah,
you co-signed it in 2 seconds.
Well, because it's a fun movie. I co-signed it. It's a fun movie, but I do acknowledge its faults, and I have to be honest about those faults. And they did jump the shark on that, and I think that's something that I wonder, was it the producers or was it Busta Rhymes saying, "Hey, I'll do this film, but I want this like this," or were they just trying to milk his star power at the time to give him more screen time? Hard to say, because technically he looked like he died at some point in the film and then magically came back at the end to rescue her.
I didn't think the kills were good either.
What?
The beheading.
Yeah.
Coming down the stairs. I mean, you got
coming through the mirror.
Through the mirror, you got what else? Jamie Lee's kill.
Jamie Lee's kill was good.
That was the first 10 minutes, and that's what I co-signed.
Or when he grabbed the music student's head and crushed it.
Right.
And when he killed the
old girl, Daisy McCracken.
Nah, that was
that was dope. I thought that was dope.
No, I'm talking about the opening scene where he kills the security guys. That was,
when he comes off the top. And real quick, let me get back. There's another flashback from H2O to Resurrection that I talked about again.
We forgot to talk about. Yeah, go ahead. Break that down.
When the nurse is telling the other nurse about Laurie Strode.
Yep.
The flashback shows him crushing the ambulance guy's larynx wearing the Resurrection mask. You can't get that wrong. You know what I mean? He should have had the H2O mask on.
But because again, budgets and all there, and then again, the different producers owning different rights to different
masks. But it's 02 at this point.
I agree. But again, this is something that's not new to the series either, so that's why I overlook it, because that's something that's always inherent with the movies of the main series.
I got you.
So that's why I give it a pass or I overlook. I just accept it for what it is, because it's always been inherent. Even with the second sequel, I know you and I we talked about this earlier in the episode.
Right.
Deborah Hill says it's the same mask, but it doesn't look like the same mask. So let's face it. After 2. To have a slightly different looking mask is something you just accept. And
Spawn, anything else before we move on?
That's it for me, dude. It's
wow.
just garbage. It's just.
Do you feel better getting it off your chest?
Oh yeah, I feel better, dude.
Yo, V, what do you got?
Every time I tell you, you know why it's not good? It's because it's work to watch it.
That is not
really
like
when I watch Jason Goes to Hell.
Yeah, that's
work to watch it.
That's a great movie, by the way. I love Jason Goes to Hell.
And this is the equivalent of that. And same thing with 6. Part 6. Was it called The Curse of Michael Myers? And this, they're hard to get through, and I just don't enjoy watching them.
Okay. V, what do you got?
I watch them all the time.
Resurrection.
I love Resurrection. Okay, I'm not gonna say I love Resurrection.
Did you see it in the theater? Did you see it in the theater?
I did see it in the theater, and I was angry with it because of the ending. I learned to love it afterwards as the years progressed. But again, it's a fun movie, but they did jump the shark, and I know I keep repeating that, but I'm stressing the ending for a reason. They had everything. That movie had a lot of things going for it. To me, the ending is what sank the ship on this one. You know, I think had the ending that I proposed, because it seemed like the only logical one that should have ended on. I think it should have ended on the way I would have liked it to end it, and I know that sounds very selfish to me. The movie would have found a lot more success because I think it would have kept the terror in it. It would have kept the mystery of Michael Myers and the horror of Michael Myers. They would have captured it just perfectly, and it would have ended almost on a similar note to the first one, to where he still escapes and is alive, but no one thinks he's real. You know what I mean? You know, but yeah, like you said, Spawn's Digest. A lot of it's brought up has to do with the ending. Like a lot of your complaints was all in the ending. No, the jump kick. I know you had a lot. You had a lot, but there's a lot of them that were condensed.
After Laurie Strode dies, and then it just
I know, but it seems like
quality just drops.
I hear that, but your complaints though, they really come to a peak surrounding the way it ended too, because you brought up Busta Rhymes saying what he says to Michael when he kills him, the backflips. There was a lot of
one of the greatest horror movies of all times, which is Halloween. We all agree on that, right? And it's totally beneath that shit.
I disagree.
Okay.
What about you? What say you?
So we've talked about this a few times, but to me, on paper, not execution-wise, but on paper, probably the dopest concept in the franchise after.
That's what you say.
No, after 2.
Right.
Past that, the concept kills 4, 5, and 6 for me. Just concept-wise, going back to this house. You're going back to the Myers house, right? You got Laurie Strode in the beginning, but you're going back to the Myers house streaming, which people do. I'm a true crime guy. I go and film these things too, so it's kind of relatable to me. Rosenthal came back, which is a tie to the second one for me, so it was nostalgic in that sense.
Yep.
But again, to go back to the Myers house, and they did the best that they could to duplicate that. You know, it's a little over the top with the tunnels downstairs and stuff.
I kind of like that. I agree. It is over the top, but I did like it though. Like I know it's not plausible, but I did like it.
To me, it's one of these movies that I put on a lot when I'm editing. It's one of my rotation movies that I'll just play because it's not a hard watch for me. It's so bad it's good, right? Type of deal.
It's a fun movie and it's good for background. You know, I feel you. I feel you on that.
Yeah, even the mask takes a lot of hits, but I think when the mask is lit right, I don't know who.
It's a good mask.
The DP, even when you put the blue light on it and the tunnels and stuff, it kind of looks creepy to me.
It does.
You know, Spawn's looking at me like he wants to kill me right now. But I'm just saying. But go ahead.
Did you think there were some similarities with the Resurrection mask and Halloween 2's mask? Did you think like Rick wanted to kind of capture the vibe of the second mask from the second movie, or no?
I've never noticed any similarities between the two. Maybe on the scrunchiness of
maybe
potentially, but you know, I thought the premise was Spawn. You're not with me there on the premise of it.
I don't like reality TV anyway, so
he's already from the get-go not with it.
It wasn't that. It was just the bad acting. If they pulled it off, it gave me Blair Witch 2 vibes. You know what I mean? It was just not good.
I think I
like Blair Witch 2.
I think that same girl was in it. You know that Daisy McCracken, the redhead? Remember she got held up and took for hostage? Remember that a couple years ago?
No, I didn't know that.
In L.A. To me, Resurrection, it started off strong, even though when he breaks through that door to get Laurie,
right,
and then he chases her down the hallway, that mask is different. It's the same mask, but the hair is way different. The hair's spiked up. I got my little issues with it. Like he's gonna step right into the little rope thing, but I mean that goes to what you say. You know, he does all kinds of crazy shit. So why wouldn't he? But to me, the premise of Resurrection. Man, I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Do anything for me.
Just to go back into the home like that. I mean, I don't know. Resurrection is a good ride for me. Fun ride.
You know what? Maybe what it is that there's no one that's that I could attach myself to in terms of the story.
Even the final girl, Bianca. Yeah.
No, nothing. No one does anything for me.
Sure.
But it's like when I think of the franchise, I think of the 3. You know, Laurie, Loomis, Mike. So when Mike. Just being the only one, it just becomes like a Friday the 13th where he just kills people that I don't like.
I disagree because
without Laurie, there's no one to root for, and then without Loomis, there's no one to root for. None of these characters were I wanted to root for. they were just all douchey and not relatable characters, all of them.
Now, I see your point that you're making on that, Spawn, but I will say this, though. Without Loomis and Laurie, Michael becomes pure again and can operate on his own without any attachments. And so that's what I liked about it. He didn't need them. He can still be that vicious dude. You know what I mean? Like, he became pure again. Like, they're no longer there. He no longer needs them. Now he can do whatever the fuck he wants, to a degree. You know what I mean? And in this case, he doesn't need them to operate still. You know what I mean? He's still unfuckwithable.
Even the part where another negative for Resurrection. Remember when he pulls the car up, which they took the shot from the first movie, right? Remember the car pulls in, and the house is in the background. They emulated the same shot, but then Michael sets his alarm on the car. Boop boop. I don't know if you remember that in Resurrection.
Yeah,
that was pretty bad.
Yeah, I'm glad I don't remember that because it probably would have made me more
But there was an
upset.
ode to the movie. The tripod kill.
Mm-hmm.
What was the name of that old movie? Hold on. It was Peeping Tom. You remember Peeping Tom?
I always wanted to watch it. I've never seen it though. That's Hitchcock, right? No, that's not Hitchcock.
That's not Hitchcock.
That's someone who was.
It was like a rated X movie.
No, it wasn't rated X. It came after Psycho.
It was good. They say it's the first one where there's a POV. The killer has POV.
Because and I believe it came after Psycho, but it got flagged because it was pretty violent at the time. Like it upped the ante and violence that we weren't ready yet.
So that wasn't rated R.
It was
Peeping Tom was rated.
It was 1960.
I mean rated X. Rated X.
No, it was 1960. Okay. I don't. Oh, it says not. It says not rated.
Yeah, it was a 1960s film, but it got flagged for the violence though.
But yeah, that tripod kill was a shout out to that because he did that in that film. So, to me, man, the kills I thought were pretty damn decent.
Yeah, for the time.
Tyra Banks was kind of over the top again. You know, remember we were talking about her dancing there, and then
I was cool with that.
If you go back and look, though, you can when they're pouring wine. And they're talking Busta Rhymes. Yeah. If you look now, if you go back and look, I think you can see like a mask or something laying there off to the side. Kind of like in the movie Trick or Treat. If you go back and look at it again, you can see the guy had a bunch of masks on his wall when I was putting masks on and going out and assaulting women.
But that mask would make sense though, because Freddy was going to dress up like Michael Myers
right,
anyway.
Looking back now,
the fact that his name was Freddy pisses me off too. But anyway,
and that scene with Freddy and then Michael behind him. Yeah. Again, on paper. Execution-wise, it could have been a dope-ass scene. Because you're like, why is there another one behind him? But then you got Busta Rhymes going Busta Rhymes.
Right. And the whole kids watching it just took me out of it and them cheering.
I like that. See,
it's just whack.
I enjoyed that.
I'd rather be in that role on my own without someone else in that role. You know what I mean? I want to be in that role watching it. They took me out. They took my place in that universe. I need to be the one watching, cheering, hoping that my character who I like lives, and then I was wrong.
I think they added to it. I'm good. I'm good with it. But like I said, that's a reality TV, and again, this is all subjective. You know what I mean? Spawn is not wrong in how he feels about it. Neither is Mike or myself. And this is great about these series is that it provokes different reactions.
Even though
some hit, some hit and connect, some do not. But that being said, what about the 2018 movie?